Hi, fifth graders. So I want you to make sure that you watch this whole video, even though you did come to our small group, hopefully, and whole group. Just make sure that you watch this video so that you remember exactly how you're supposed to be doing this on Seesaw. So our standard is I can add fractions, and we got a little taste of this yesterday with your Khan Academy assignment. That was with like denominators, but now we're going to be looking at unlike denominators. So that's when you're going to be having to find the least common denominator and be doing some extra math in order to be able to add these fractions. So on this first page, it says problems 1 through 3. Shade in the circles with the correct fraction, then add up the shaded parts. Check your answers. Problems 4 through 7, show your work and solve the problem. Watch the video again, that's this video, if you need a reminder how to do it. Check your answers. So you're going to notice that it says check your answers on both of these. The answers for all of your problems today are on the very last slide, but your job is to be showing your work. So we're going to be checking through all of your slides and making sure that you're showing your work on each slide. If you just have the answer, even if you try to tell me that you came up with it on your own and that you didn't go and look at the answers, that's still not going to fly. You need to be showing your work in order to get credit for doing this assignment. So this is what your work is going to look like. There's going to be 2 example problems that I'm going to do, and then you're going to do 7 problems on your own. So our first example problem is, this should actually, I don't think this saved on my other thing. This is actually going to be 2/3 plus 1/6 is my example. So this is going to be a 1. There we go. 2/3 plus 1/6. So I notice that I have this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece that are all split up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Well, that works for this piece right here, but that doesn't really work for this one. I have 6 pieces, but it's 2/3. So you have to think, what am I going to do? So let's make it easy on ourselves. And I have 1/6 right here, so I'm going to shade in one of the 6 pieces. That was easy. I could figure that one out. But now I'm stumped here on what I'm going to do. I've got 6 pieces, but it's asking me for thirds down here. So if you remember from your small group and whole group, what we're going to do for this is we're going to turn this into being split into thirds. So you're going to use your handy dandy little pen that you've got out, and you're going to cut this up into thirds. So here I am, I'm making it cut up into thirds. I'm going to add this blue ring on the outside so that maybe it's a little bit more clear. So now, just over the top of this, I used the already existing lines, and I made it so here's 1/3, here's another third, if you can see my little cursor, and here's another third. I split this up into 3 pieces. I need to shade in 2 of my 3 pieces, not 2 of the 6 pieces, 2 of the 3 pieces. So here I am, I'm shading in 1 of the 3 pieces, shading in 1 of the 3 pieces. Now I'm shading in 2 of the 3 pieces. So how many of the 6 pieces did I shade in on here? I shaded in 4 of the 6 pieces. Oops, that's like supposed to be a slash. There we go. 4 of the 6 pieces. So 2/3 is equal to 4/6. So now looking at this, I'm going to count up how many shaded in pieces I have, and I'm going to put it over here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have said that is I'm going to count up how many shaded in of the 6 pieces I have. So I have 5, so I'm going to shade in 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer of 2/3 plus 1/6 is 5/6 because I ended up shading in 5 out of 6 pieces. I didn't even need this one. I didn't go over one, so I didn't need to use that. So 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6, and 2/3 plus 1/6 equals 5/6. On our next example, we've got 1/3 plus 3/9. So we're looking at it up and down just like we talked about in our groups. 1/3 plus 3/9. We're writing it up and down so that we can do some math going across. So I've already given you what your common denominator needs to be. I've already given it to you, and now it's your turn to practice how you're going to get there and what your new numerators are going to be. So we have to do 3 times what equals 18. So, I'm going to grab a darker color. 3 times 6 equals 18. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top right here. So I do 1 times 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Now I've got 3/9. So I've got 9 times what equals 18. I've got 9 times 2 equals 18. So I have to put 2 on the top here. 3 times 2 equals 6. So now I have to add up these two. So I'm going to do 6/18 plus 6/18 equals 12/18. I'm adding, like we talked about in small group, I only have to add the numerators. I have the same denominator. So I'm only adding up the numerators, and 6 plus 6 equals 12. So you can even write that out going across if it makes more sense to you. 6/18 plus 6/18 equals, my denominator stays the same, and I add my numerator. So I add 6 plus 6 equals 12. So again, this should be review because you should have done your Khan Academy assignment yesterday and been a part of whole group and small group. So we'll have already talked about the adding up the numerators part. I just want to show you how your seesaw assignment is supposed to look. So this is kind of what you can expect the work that should be done on your paper. You'll see that it says, do you need to write the sum as a mixed number? No, because it's not bigger than 1. Do you need to simplify the sum? This is something that we're going to continue to talk about tomorrow, but we can make this smaller. We can actually, if we write out the multiples that we have of each number, or sorry, not the multiples, the numbers that go into each of the numbers is how we would simplify it. I don't want you to worry about that right away unless it's a step you feel comfortable going in towards. You're going to have an assignment tomorrow about simplifying fractions. If you have any questions, please make sure that you are asking or coming to office hours from 1:15 to 2 o'clock today.